Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about a new foundation for Makeup Forever. It is the Makeup Forever Reboot Active Care Revitalizing Foundation. So boop, we're going to be talking about that today. I love Makeup Forever. I love the HD. I've used that before. Right now though, you know, I'm using Milani Screen Queen as my main go-to, but I do have their powder foundation and I love it. It's like my favorite go-to for just a quick slap and go out the door. And I don't really need a lot of coverage, so I always like for things to have like a really beautiful skin-like finish. So I'm super excited to try this foundation, and I'm gonna try it on for you guys and we're gonna give my thoughts. So we'll see what's going on with that, but if you're interested, then keep on watching. Alright guys, so I am just gonna give you a little 411. The skin is already prepped. It's about 8:30 in the morning right now. I'm like getting ready to like get my gig ready for work, ready to like go out the door. You know, she's a professional businesswoman by day. So the skin is on, you know, plump, nice, rich, good to go. But I'm gonna put a little bit of my Tatcha primer. So I've got the Silk Canvas, really nice one for smoothing. So let me just slap my primer on. And I hope you guys are having an awesome day. If you guys have had a rough week, things have been tough, just remember that everything will be all right in the end. And if it's not all right, it's not the end. So it can sometimes feel like it's too much to deal with. It's overbearing, but remember, there's always help, there's always resources, and you're never alone, and you're needed and you're wanted. And even when you feel like you can't handle it, you always can. You can always push through. You're stronger than you know. And you know, in the words of the great Britney Spears, you know, you're stronger than yesterday. Ain't nothing but a mile away. So there you go. Little pick you up for the day, baby. So, all right, cool, primer on. And I'm super excited to try this foundation. And the color I got was, is it Y? No. Okay, so I got color Y328 Nude Sand for lighter medium skin with slightly pink undertones. That's me. So I'm gonna use my favorite good old Makeup Forever brush, the straight foundation brush. I mean, this is literally the best foundation brush ever. So I use this all the time. You've seen it in the videos. So let me try this sucker on. And you know, I didn't buy it because, you know, if I could sample it, that would be even better. So thank you, Sephora team, for getting me a lovely little sample. Let's not waste product, baby. So I'm just taking some, and just for you guys to kind of like see a little bit of like the color. So that's what it looks like. I know it looks a little bit, you're like, ooh, you're like, what? Trust me, it'll blend in. So, and from when I was there at Sephora with the color selection, the one above it was way too warm, and the one below it was made my skin look gray. So this isn't necessarily like an exact match, but it is pretty dang close. And it does lighten up my skin a little bit, but it is supposed to be like a brightening foundation. So like, I'm not like, I don't feel like Casper the Ghost. I don't feel like, you know, Memoirs of a Geisha, baby. Ooh, I'm a little burpy, baby. I do feel like it's totally okay if it's a little bit lighter. You know, I'd always rather have my complexion products be a little bit lighter than my own skin, because you know, that's why you can put color back in. You can use blush, you can use bronzer, you could even use powdered foundations to sort of double layer, get a little bit more extra cover. You could use, you know, setting powders that, you know, maybe have a little bit of tint. So just adds a little bit of a different, you know, feel to the skin. And that's the great thing about makeup, is that like it's so versatile. There's like a million things you could do to get your flawless look. And that's what I'm gonna do today, baby. But I love a foundation that has like a really beautiful skin-like finish. So I was actually really excited. So the coverage on this is supposed to be like light. It says you can build it up to medium, but I'm gonna be quite frank, I find that to be very suspicious, honey. I'm very suspicious of that. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if that's true, because I feel like a lot of people will say, yeah, you can build this up to medium. Girl, I gotta dump half a bottle on my face just to get that medium coverage. And I don't want to do all that. So, you know, and I'm moving fast because like I said, you know, I just wanted to do a little video and like a little, I wanted to try this foundation. So I wanted to do like a little, like, let's do a quick little try on video and let's do it before we go to work. So I feel like that's like the perfect way to see how it wears. Does it last the day when you're trying to get your coin in your bank? I don't know, but we'll see. We'll find out. So like I said, coverage is light, and this is supposed to be for like normal to dry skin. So if you're oily or have combination skin, this probably won't be the one for you. Now my skin is actually normal to dry, so like this actually is very nice for my skin type. And you know, the deal with this foundation is that it's supposed to be it's supposed to be like for, you know, skin that feels tired or, you know, more aging skin. It's supposed to just be like a little bit of like a little injection of skincare. So the coverage is light, the finish is satin, but it says radiant satin finish. So it's just more of a dewy kind of glowy finish. And so the highlighted ingredients are ginseng for natural collagen support, Camellia japonica helps to support skin's natural glow, and mondo grass helps to support skin's protective barrier. Foundation is ideal for normal to dry skin, nurtures tired looking skin over time by reducing the appearance of wrinkles and increasing hydration for up to 24 hours. After using, skin will appear plumper, smoother, with a radiant satin finish, leaving the skin's complexion looking flawless. And clinical results: in a test on 31 subjects, brighten, smooth, and firm skin's appearance. In an instrumental test after 24 hours on 16 subjects, reduced the appearance of wrinkles by 23%. And an instrumental test after 24 hours on 11 subjects, increased hydration by 26%. And this has 4.3 out of 5 stars on Sephora.com, and 88% would recommend. So, you know, that's not bad. We'll definitely like see how she goes. But, you know, so it swatched a lot darker on my skin, but because it's like a brightening and foundation and it has lighter coverage, you know, it doesn't really show up like that dark on my skin. It actually shows up a little bit lighter. And so, like I said, between the choices I had, you know, this is what I went with. And, you know, I'm gonna turn the party with her. Hopefully I don't look like a oily, just sweaty mess at work today. And they're like looking at me and they're going, wow, look at this young, youthful middle schooler out here giving a presentation to the executive committee, honey. Look at this little baby. Look at this little 2-year-old coming into the boardroom, giving a good old business meeting, honey. You know? That's what I want them to think. I don't want them to look at me and go, look at this tired, sweaty, messy businesswoman who is just in here just juicing up the whole place with that sweaty mug. That's what I don't want them to think. I want them to think I'm a little baby who snuck in. So there she goes. All right. So just to kind of, in my little trouble areas, just to smooth it out just a little bit, because I know I got my little trouble spots, which is like my smile lines, and those are the only expression lines I have on my face, honey, because she stays eternally snatched. Legends are forever. You're welcome. So there she goes. All right, so I got her on. It looks good. There's no separation. I don't see anything like looking bad. I mean, my skin just looks really like fresh and healthy, and like I said, it is a little bit lighter than my skin, but I'm not mad at it. Yeah, I'm gonna do the rest of my face, and then I'm gonna pop in, do a little check-in of how it was with everything else on my face, and then I'm gonna say sayonara, baby, and out the door because she got to go to work, and then I'll do a check-in at work and I'll let y'all know how it goes, and then I'll give my final thoughts at the end of the day. So, all right, guys, so I will see you in a little bit. All right, I am back, guys. So I have my work face on, so, you know, it's nothing crazy. I'm going to work, you know, I work in business and technology, and, you know, honestly, I want to look pretty, I want to look me, but I also want the attention to be on me, not on my mug. So, you know, simple little beat, nothing crazy. But so far the foundation didn't really like move, especially when I was putting on like bronzer and a little bit of like blush. But I was mindful, I did do more of a stamping motion, but I didn't really see the product like move around, so that's a good sign. So it interacted well. Super simple, super easy. It's just like I said, I'm about to go get dressed right now, but the way it was acting and performing with all the other products, like no issues whatsoever. So at this point now, it's just a matter to see if whether or not it lasts throughout the day. So like I said, I'm gonna try and do a check-in later when I'm at work, and I'm also going to give my thoughts towards the end of the day. So yeah, so we'll see how this foundation wears. So I will see you guys later, but she's got to go to work, so toodaloo. Hey guys, so I'm just gonna do my final thoughts, and this is at the end of the working day. So when I started and wore everything, it was about like 8:30 in the morning when I first did my makeup, and it's now 5 p.m. I said I was gonna do a check-in for at work. I was full of lies and trickery, because I can tell you right now, she's a businesswoman, honey. She ain't got no time for doing none of that. So yeah, so I'm like, you know what, I couldn't get a midday check-in, but honestly, midday, like, I didn't really see anything. Now, because the product is a little bit more wet, it did kind of accentuate like some expression, like little static, like some of the little static lines I have here. It's not too bad. And the smile lines were actually good. Like a couple hours in, I hadn't seen anything move. However, it's now the end of the day. I took my glasses off, so yes, I have like that little line there, but that's fine. That has nothing to do with the product. That's just the glasses, obviously. But my face is okay. I don't feel like texture has been emphasized or anything like that, and it is still a little bit like sheeny, glowy. I would say though that the only thing is that there is some separation, like sorry, it is gross separation, like around the nose area. And honestly, with a lot of liquids, it does that for me, and it's a tricky area to kind of get into. And you know, even if you get in there, then you really have to set it down. And I didn't put a setting powder, I put a setting spray, because I had a feeling that if I kept everything, I wanted to see what it would look like sort of wet in its natural state. And most of the time products like that are like super dewy, radiant, or just wet in general, like are just gonna have that, they're not gonna be able to really hold up that long. Most of them don't. And like, that's also why I didn't use like a cream bronzer or any type of cream blush or a serum blush. Like, no, I was like, I'm just gonna use my normal products, which tend to be powder blushes, powder bronzer. So because I was like, it's gonna be too wet, it's gonna be too shiny, it's gonna be too dewy. So I didn't do any of that. And you know, I'm glad I didn't, because I don't know how much this foundation would have worn. And the only thing is that like, I don't feel like texture is necessarily emphasized on my skin, but I do feel though, like right here, like just some of the lines are a little bit like exaggerated, but I feel like that's because the product moved and kind of shifted throughout the day. And I've used this Tatcha primer tons of times, so I know it has nothing to do with the primer. I think honestly it's because the foundation is so wet and juicy that if you don't put some type of like setting powder on it, something to sort of just kind of lock it in place, it will move. So try it out, give it a go, like see how it wears. And but just keep in mind though, the product will move around, it is wet, you know, so you may want to set it, but you know, play around with it definitely, honestly, before you go and buy it, because I think that that is like a $40 foundation. Before you go and buy it, I honestly think that y'all should literally do what I did, go and get a sample and then try it out and like wear it for a bit and then like see how that wears and play around with it a little bit. I think it's pretty. I definitely think it's worth exploring. Do I want to buy it? For the price point, I don't think so. And I think it's beautiful. I love Makeup Forever complexion products, but honestly, if you want something that's sheer and gives you a little bit of like that glow, it's a little bit tricky because the shade range isn't that good, but Makeup Forever has the Ultra HD Perfectors, which are essentially like tinted primers with some SPF, because this foundation doesn't have any SPF, so you may like that. But this is what I like to wear like on super cash days, or when I really want to just let my skin kind of shine and just kind of, you know, be very fresh, super lightweight, but just get a little bit of like an overall even coverage. Like I will do this, and I recommend the blurring skin tint with this more than I would this foundation, while the foundation obviously has more of a shade range. Anyways, I digress. You know, I still feel like my Screen Queen from Milani is, you know, this is a $13 foundation, and I think that this could give me some of that like dewiness I want. I mean, I could add a little more setting spray. I could, you know, wear a little bit more of a juicy, glowy primer. Like I could play around with that and get the look that I want. So I don't really know if this foundation is worth it to me, and especially when I think of there's so many other like products and things you could do and get out there to get the job done at lower price points. But so, you know, I say it's a pass just because I just don't think it's worth it, because I've tried other products that can give me the same similar results for cheaper. There's other ways for you to kind of get that glow. You can always like add oil into your foundation. You can always wear an oil primer. Sorry, I'm just a burpy baby. There's just so many things you could do. So yeah, I'm gonna say pass on it, but I would say try it out. Go to Sephora, get yourself a sample. I really like the way it wore, and it was really nice. And I'll play around with it a little bit more and just kind of use up the rest of it, but like put powder in like the spots where I need to. But I think overall though, I don't recommend buying it. I would say sample it, try it out for yourself, but for right now, I think it's just kind of a pass for me. I think that there's better, more efficient ways of getting what you need. And I've also tried more wet products that don't move around as much. So yeah, so those are my final thoughts. Like I said, this was like a 8-9 hour wear test, but your girl has got to go, honey. She's got to do some self-care, honey. She's going to group therapy. So, you know, I'm heading out, and so I'm signing off. Remember, videos are every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share it out, baby. Talk to me, tweet, you know, get up on the Insta and tell me all about it, honey. So, all right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Remember, it's not about looking beautiful, it's about living beautifully. So I'll see you in the next video, and thank you guys so much.